Starting a vlog since sexy angles is apparently not my thing. But hello, good morning. It's dark. It doesn't look that dark in the camera. It's not dark, it is daylight, but it's morning, it's early morning, it's 6:10. Can you see that? I am gonna, ooh, something fell off. I'm gonna have pancakes for breakfast. And I'm starting this vlog because I don't have that much time after eating breakfast. It's like American pancakes. I don't know if that insults American, but they are like thick and small, which I love. And I usually, I'm sorry, but I usually take all of them because they're really small. Yeah, I just realized, is that a lot? Maybe actually we'll take 4 and then I can save 2 for, what's it called? Evening food. I don't know. I will eat these and then maybe I will want more. I only heat them up for like 30 seconds because else they might get, you know, too warm. That is my breakfast this morning, but I usually make a much healthier breakfast. But today, I want it to be not healthy. What is going on? I'm just starting another vlog. It is the 1st of August. I vlogged, weekly vlogged throughout, oh God, that was really loud. Throughout all of July, and we made 4 weekly vlogs that obviously need to come before this because in my head they are like episodes, so they need to be in order unless it's like a theme vlog. This is going to be a bit of a theme vlog. We are going to finish the piles on my floor, which I mentioned. I showed them all off in my August TBR if you haven't watched that, which obviously is going to also come before this. And well, what should I say? It is, I didn't count over them, but it is like not that many books left there. However, I am on like an average right now of 1 book a day. And if I read 1 book a day, that's like 31 books in August. And then I don't think I will get through them because I need to read like the sequels, etc. to some of them. But I do believe that there's some days I'm going to read more. We have weekends. We're going to do a readathon, I think, in Patreon at a point. So I think it will be fine. And my whole goal is to go through all of those piles. I had this thing where I want to make one huge vlog, aka this one, for the rest of the piles instead of like splitting them like I did in July. But then I feel like I can include less other things, like live stuff and stuff, because then the vlog is so long. Haven't 100% decided, but I will see after a week how many books we have left in the piles, I think. I think that's the most important thing. I had to get ice for my glass. Ooh. Oh, I actually have to take this back as well. The books I'm going to start today because I finished everything yesterday to have like a clean slate for August, which I love. Love that for me. But the book I'm going to read with my eyes is Where She Went by Gail Foreman. This is the sequel to If She Stay. If She Stay was in my piles. And I read that yesterday, but I didn't get to like have them together in the same vlog and month because I like to split up by date if that's what I'm doing. Actually, they're not warm at all. I don't know what happened. What was I saying? And that follows this girl that is in a car accident. Her family dies. And then she's in this coma and she can see herself. Like she's like an astral projection of herself. And she sees all these people that she has coming and saying that obviously she wants her to wake and like they're waiting for the wake. And it's very sad because it's, the book flashbacks us a lot to like her life, how it was before the accident. So it's like you become very emotionally attached to a lot of like the characters, yes, but like also her family. So it's a sad book. Actually, I thought I would hate it because it's like it's that old and like I'm not necessarily the old that I will hate all old books, but it was just like all YA, etc. But I actually enjoyed parts of it because I think it did like the balance of her coming back, etc. Wow. I'm giving all this background because Where She Went is the supposed sequel. I'm curious to see how that will be. This one has her boyfriend's point of view. So I am curious about that and see like, well, if it is like, I hope it's like a sequel where actually things happen and like what, like how her life is now after. But like, I feel like it's going to be really sad. So we shall see how it goes. But I am curious. And like, this was not one of the worst I read, and it was also very short. On audio, I have, before this vlog, I did audio some of the things in the piles, because I had nothing, like, none of my holes came in, and I had no audio. So I was like, well, I might as well just do progress in the piles. So that is also how I might do more progress than a book a day. But now a bunch of holds has come in, so I need to read those before. But I usually am very quick with an audio, or maybe take 1 to 2 days. So we shall see. It depends a bit on the length, but from 1 to 3 days on an audio. So what came in? I will take the one that like has the that I had least time for, which is The Blood Orchid by Kylie Lee Baker. This one is a whole I put in because that's one I didn't have any other audio, but it's the sequel to Scarlet Alchemist, which I really enjoyed. I read it for Fairyloft Vlog. So it's kind of just like me trying to finish up a duology. I have the Fairyloft edition downstairs. I enjoyed it so much that I bought it because it was still available in their fairy shop. This one follows this young woman that lives in the countryside with her aunt and uncle and her cousins. And then they are going into like the capital. And they are going to participate to become like, I don't even remember what it was called, but they have more to do with like papers, etc. Where she wants to be an alchemist, but there is no female alchemists. She wants to be a world alchemist. But then she have tricks on her sleeve, I was going to say. It is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it does go or like work out, but she has to do these different tests. It's just not like eating ASMR, what's going on. And then there was a lot of things going on in that court and a lot of things going on with her. I don't know how to like tell you without spoiling, but it was very good, like, because obviously it is a Chinese inspired fantasy. And it's very much like you could feel that in the bones of the story. I really enjoyed that with the court, with the like things going on there. And then like, there was some really good plot twist in there. And I'm very curious to see what they're going to do to wrap up the story. So that is my next audio. Well, now you know the 2 books I'm going to read. I'm going to try to be better to update the vlog. And then see if I do one massive like 2-hour vlog to finish all those books. Or if I'm going to split it in 2. But I don't know if I'm going to split it in between weeks anymore. Because now I want to do more like themed, but also with life. Well, because sometimes when I do themed, I have like 1 book here, 1 book there over several months that fits into the vlog and then eventually become a vlog. But now I'm gonna post this as if they're my weekly vlogs, but have them a bit themed. I don't know how to describe it. In my head, it makes sense. Bye. Hello, it is the next day. I did film a bit yesterday, I think. I'm about to edit a video. I edited one yesterday as well. I'm on a roll. And I'm about to do some Patreon sprints. But I did also film my wrap-up, which I'm very happy for because the one video I'm dreading every month. And yesterday I did finish Where She Went, which was, as I said, a sequel to If She Stay. And it follows Adam's point of view. It is set 3 years later after the first book. And it was very not as good as the first one because it was much about like where they are now and why, and it takes like 100 years for us to like get to where they are and why. And then when we finally like are done with that, the book ends, and I just didn't think it was as impactful as the first one. The whole series is about like life, etc. And like we did obviously finish up the series, which is nice, but I just feel like we didn't need a sequel, and I definitely feel like the sequel was written because of the popularity of the first one. I read it and I felt fine with it. I was curious about like where they ended up, like how they ended up, where they are, etc. But it didn't feel as good as the first one. I gave this a 2 and the first one a 3. And I also curled my hair this morning, which took some time, went to shop. And then, as I said, I filmed, and now I'm gonna edit. And then the book I'm reading today from the piles is Fates and Furies, which Erica bought randomly when we were at the store once, and then she hauled it before she read it. And it is an older, like, every story has 2 sides, every relationship has 2 perspectives. And sometimes it turns out the key to a great marriage is not its truth, but its secrets. So I was just like, it seems like a bit mysterious, etc. And it is literary fiction, so I wouldn't know anything. But sometimes they score for me. And as I said, I got it from Erica, who unhauled it like now over a year ago, and I put it in my piles because I was just like, do I actually care for this? But I'm gonna read this today. I hope. It is like almost 400 pages, and sometimes I read this kind of fiction slow, but it all depends on the book. Then manga is next, which is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and then we should see if I even read more, but I would be happy with that. I also made some progress in the audio, which I will talk about later, and that is my plan. So you should see how it goes. Yesterday we did Game Some, the DBD, Valorant, and some Earth in League, which was terrible. And then we watched You, as you saw, which we are watching the latest season of. So life is chilling, life is good. Good is maybe a bit exaggeration, but I'm doing all the stuff I want to do, which is better than I can say. Oh, now Photoshop is on updating, so I can edit. See you later. So yesterday, I didn't read anything. I just watched the Done You Glitter from the morning, and I did one video. So today I need to get my shit together. But today I filmed two videos, and hopeful to edit and read now. This is not flattering to me. I was going to talk to you before falling asleep, but now I'm so tired. I didn't read what I was supposed to. I did finish my audio though, which I can talk about tomorrow. The light was very bright in my eyes. I'll talk to you tomorrow, but I didn't know it goes planned. But now I'm tired. Good night. See you tomorrow. Yay. Hello. So we are back in the kitchen after basically vlogging nothing in a weekend because I didn't read anything. But now it is Monday, so we are going to work again. And my throat hurts. I feel like I was cold at a point. I don't know when. Yesterday. Maybe I was just sleeping. But I actually took on more PJ yesterday because I knew it was going to be colder. But here I am, still cold. I just need to chop off my sausage, which is very hard, so that's what she said. Anyway, I did yesterday finish Blood Orchard, which was by Kylie Lee Baker. Still haven't shown you the actual physical copy, but this was the second one to The Scarlet Alchemist, which follows her and her family going to court, like etc. And then in this one we follow the aftermath of everything that went down in book 1, obviously. And then we are kind of on this journey. I was very excited to see where we'll go. And we did have a really fun journey with good characters, etc, etc. I just felt like the story actually for me went too big. Like not that exactly I would say that the first part was low-key, but it became a bit like up in the air kind of thing, and I was just like, I didn't feel like I loved that part, because, oh god, I was a brat already, that scared me, because I just felt it was too much. And then I did one of my least favorite tropes, which I obviously can never say what it is, because it's always a thing that happens in the end of these kinds of books. And I just, honestly, the book was too short, I think, to have the kind of impact it wanted to have. I like the characters, I like the world, I like that it was a bit like, not messy, but it was like a bit back and forth with certain aspects. I just didn't like the ending because I was just like, I don't know how else I would have done that. It also was dedicated to Full Metal Alchemist fans. And I haven't finished Full Metal Alchemist yet because I am procrastinating that, like I am with everything else in my life. But if that is how Full Metal Alchemist ends, I guess it can make sense for within the Full Alchemist story. Because then it feels already very grand there, but here I feel like we didn't have enough time to make it that grand, is what I feel. So, yeah, I feel conflicted, but I still enjoy like the overall journey. You know, it's about the journey and not the destination. But I still can't pop an egg, apparently. So I just feel a bit, not let down. It was just like, for me personally, I found it hard to think where I was going to go. So I can't say that I was let down because I didn't really have any expectations of where exactly I would go. But at the same time, I feel a bit let down because I didn't love it, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm giving it like a 3.5. It's not that bad, I just sound very negative because the ending is ultimately what you're left with in the end, right? So then I feel like, okay. It was still okay, fun ride. Then I started my next audio, which was Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This I'm reading, even though I kind of written off Matt Haig a bit for myself, but I'm reading this because a coworker is reading it, and it is like her first English book, and I wanted to talk to her about it. So I had a bit of hold for it, because you know, back in the day, I had to like think that every time I was going to read a book, I had to buy the book, which is like, obviously, sometimes I did not want to buy the book, but then I just did it anyway, because that's what I did. But now, since I have the library, I need a fan. I can like easier just take up a book that I don't necessarily have any interest in buying, and then I might end up loving it, and maybe I will buy it. But Midnight Library, so far I am like 10% done. But I think 10% is enough to say what it's about. It's about this young woman. She's 35. And then I need to open this cheese. And I'm really bad at opening big cheeses. She regrets everything in her life. Like, she was supposed to marry this dude. She was supposed to be part of this band. She was supposed to be a scientist. Her cat dies. And she suddenly doesn't have a job anymore. And she becomes suicidal. And then she tries to kill herself. But then she ends up in the Midlife Library, where she can look at her life and all the opportunities she had and find out, like, I don't even know if she can actually, like, I don't know the rules for this, but maybe, I think that the story will go that she has to go back to her life that she failed and still appreciate it. Because I don't think she can just, like, choose her best life. That seems way too easy, right? I don't know, but that is so far, like, I guess we are gonna, like, go into each of every one of her lives and then see if she will be happier. Is there going to be like a lesson that even if she did those things that she now regrets not doing, is still not going to be happy? Is that like going to be the lesson? Because like something else is going to be bad in those anyway. That's my prediction, but we shall see if that actually comes true. So today I'm making a little omelette, if you couldn't tell. And then I just need to make my lunch. This is gonna like fry while I do that. That is the thoughts I have so far of Middle Library. Maybe it will surprise me and not be like the typical like, oh, but your life was actually fine, or something. Or it would be actually really funny if she can just like pick a better life, honestly. Pick the one she's a rock star or married to the dude or whatever. Or we will like, I think because her mother died really young. Oh no, her father died really young when she was young, and then her mother was abusive. It might go more to like her dealing with her trauma of that somehow through all of this. That's what I think. I did also start my like actual book, which is Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff, if I never told you. I did start it last night when I had like 50 minutes before I was about to pass out. And it's about this couple that got married, and now we're going back in time to look at their relationship. And that is kind of all that has happened so far. But it is very boring, and it's very much like, oh my god, she was not like other girls. She was peaked, and her nipples were peaked, and and it's just like the way it's written is very obnoxious, actually. There's also no chapters, which is very annoying. And just like, it's trying very hard to be kind of like a certain kind of clever, I feel like. And then it's actually just annoying the shit out of me. I'm very confused because it's about this couple that got married, but then like initially started out with like, oh, but it was really 3 people in this couple all along. But I don't really get it yet. I haven't not written anything. I have read like 117 pages maybe, and I want it to be over because it's just annoyingly written. But I shall pull through and hopefully finish that today, even though I was supposed to finish it on Saturday or whatever. Anyway, that was it. See you later. Today's the day I talked to you before going to bed and being super tired. I am already super tired and I am going to bed, but At least we are up and running, barely. It was Monday. It was a new week of work, blog, but I did read some today, so I will show you. Here is, by the way, the Sunday edition of Blood Orchid that I never got to show you, but here it is. It's very, very pretty. The first read I finished this month. No, that's a lie. I did finish the Gail Foreman one that I don't have a physical. Now I have also read Fates and Furies by Lauren Ugroff, which was in the piles, and I did not enjoy this at all. It follows this young couple that gets married, and something happens, and it's like two perspectives, and then we switch in the middle of the book, and then it's very like smart and clever and lifey, and it's like seems very clever. I didn't like it. I felt like it was trying too hard to be a beautiful book in a way, and I just ended up feeling a bit blah. I honestly didn't like it at all. I didn't find anything about it interesting, not the relationship, not the characters. It reminded me of Sally Rooney, but I don't think that Sally Rooney fans would agree with me. But Sally Rooney is an easier read, I would say, but this is trying to be more clever in its language, but I don't think that it was. And I gave it a 1 because I honestly didn't like a single thing about it. And I'm annoyed that I read it only because Eric got hauled it and I wanted to see what it was before it was gone forever. And now, like, I just wasted my time. Speaking about wasting my time, the other book I read, can you see that? It's in the piles, and that is Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. This follows the niece of Hitler. And obviously it's about her finding out that Hitler is a shitty person, a very terrible person, because she knows him as Uncle Dolph. And it's like, for the first of all, I don't really care about like World War stories. I definitely don't care about the made-up niece of Hitler. And it's just like, it's a lot about obviously what a terrible person Hitler is. And like, kind of like a perspective of that. And then obviously as a teen, you can learn about the Second World War through this. I can see that. But at the same time, I just don't care. And it's like, you know where the story will go, and it's just not an interesting topic for me. Obviously, it's an important topic, and it's important to learn history. I know that. But I just like find this kind of book just like, why am I reading this? Why am I reading about a girl who loves her uncle, and then it turns out he's a douche? Like, do I need that perspective? Like, do I need it? No, absolutely not. And I did not enjoy it. And I think that maybe I would have like found it more appealing, maybe like a few years ago, but I'm like, no. And there's like this dude that wants to kiss her, and I didn't even get if there was like the romance was like a big part of it, but it's a whole thing. So there is a sequel, and I will probably read it tomorrow just to finish the duology. Honestly, I just wish I had dropped it, but now that I read the first book, I'm going to complete it. But I just feel for me, I don't need a perspective of someone that is not real, that is the niece of Hitler. Like, I don't need that perspective in my life. And now I read it. I just realized when I started to read it, I'm like, I don't care about this at all. So I am going to go to bed. I did listen to more of Midlife Library, but I haven't like finished it or anything like that. I want to read a manga in bed if I can keep my eyes open, which I was supposed to read days ago. And then obviously I didn't. But where is it? This is the most bizarre thing. I can't find the manga. I had it here yesterday, but now I can't find it. I don't understand anything. I don't know where it is. I am so confused, and I'm suddenly super tired, so I will try to find it, or else I'm just gonna sleep. See you tomorrow. Hello. I'm once again be cursed by the fact that I want to game instead of read, but at least I read earlier. So I did finish Prisoner of Fog duology. I read the Conspiracy of Blood and Smoke, or Smoke or Blood, or whatever it is called. I don't really have many thoughts about this than the first one. The war hasn't actually started yet. This is like more the not aftermath, but before the actual like war starts. And then it's about her like realizing how her uncle is and going to the Allies side, etc. And it's whatever. I don't care. I don't care about the fictional journey that this is, even though again, history is important. I just don't care about the story. That's really all I got to say. I also finished Midnight Library, which I did mention I started, which is about a woman who wants to kill herself, and then she gets the option to travel into different worlds and see her life in different ways. It goes kind of where you think it's going to go. I think that for me, it didn't have that big emotional impact that it might have for other people. But for me, I'm like, I feel like I read other books like this before where you like have this kind of lesson, and I don't think that depression is that on the nose that this book is. I feel like it puts depression very much like it's like you can be cured in this way. And I just don't think that that is how it is from my personal experience. But I'm not saying that that doesn't mean that this book hasn't helped people and doesn't have a good message, because obviously depression is very, very different from different people. I just feel like the book felt a bit preachy, a bit too on the nose, a bit like life is beautiful kind of book. And I just kind of like it when books are more subtle in that regard, instead of being very much like, this is why you should love your life. While I'm not taking away from the fact that it can have helped many, many people, I just feel that for me, if this was like one of the first books I read or first things I thought about this topic with, I would have maybe felt differently and felt more emotional connection to it. While now I just felt like, oh, whatever. This is obviously not a book in the piles, but it is like an audiobook, and I started my next audio, which is also not a book in the piles, but it is Immortal Consequences, which is like the last for the year-long furlough vlog I've been doing since the last furlough vlog. And that one seems to follow like, I think, people that can be like the sadness and then they live forever, but they have to be chosen out for this, and they go to the school to be chosen out for this. And so far, that in that regard, it does remind me of Immortal Dark a bit, but you should see how it develops. I only listened to like barely 10%, I think, so I should update you on that. Then I also did finish Heartless, or read Heartless by Mr. Meyer, from my pile this time. This is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and this is the retelling from the Queen of Hearts. And again, I didn't really care. I just read that other one was called Queen of Hearts, actually, which was by Colleen Oakes, which was for my past as well. And I had it in wrap up, etc. I read it in a vlog, and I didn't care. Like, I feel like I like Alice in Wonderland all fine, but I just don't care enough about Alice in Wonderland to read a retelling about the Evil Queen several times, where I feel like it's the same telling while you're using the same things in the story. And for me, I'm not that compelled by it. I think that the cover is cute, and I have it on my shelf for many years. When I felt differently about retellings, maybe I would have loved it more. But as it stands right now, I didn't really care, because I was just like, I feel like, again, it bases itself on the fact that you need to care a bit about Alice in Wonderland. And again, I like it, but I don't care that much about Alice in Wonderland to enjoy this story, at least not in the moment of my life right now. I might enjoy it more in the years that's been past. I might enjoy it more in the future, because who knows what I will enjoy in the future as tastes change and all that. It's not saying that this is a bad book, or that necessarily like The Midnight Library or Conspiracy of Smoke and Bone is a bad book. I just feel, for me, all of those books, it's not things that, for me, care things that I care for, if you know what I mean. And that, wow, we just went into a game while I'm playing my vlog. That is all the reading updates I have for you. I might read a manga before I go to bed, but I might update you about that tomorrow. So, yay. Hello. It is the next day and all good things. Have a couple of updates. Last night, not last night, but the night before last night, I did read and finish JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I said I was going to read in the weekend, and then I didn't. But I did read this, and I don't think I mentioned. It is really weird, really, like, in the new arc. And as for every arc, there's like the same character looks the same, but isn't like a descendant of that character. So it's really weird. But I did read that, and it is really, really weird and bizarre, but like, I am gonna complete the series. And then last night I did read another manga, which was Black Paradox by Judito. Don't really know if I can describe this really well, but it's Judito. It's really weird. It is when we have like people seeing the doppelgangers being killed and, well, like, fighting them, etc. But it was good because it's Judito art, which are one of the shorter ones though. But that was enjoyable. And then I have been also reading in The Stone of Farewell, which I don't think I mentioned that I started, but I did start it last week, and then I read like 100 pages-ish. Today I read about 200 pages in it, so I'm about like 300-ish pages in, and I'm reading this for Aaron's book club, or read-along, where we have a live show on Sunday, I believe, so I need to finish it before then, but our edition is very, very big, the UK one. It is about Simon, who is in this adventure in this world where the king has died and the world is falling apart a bit, etc. But I don't think I'm loving it. I feel like it's written in a way that makes me not love the story, but it's not like I'm hating it either. It's just like, it feels very mid, while I thought that hopefully it will be a new fave, but it hasn't been yet. But I am enjoying it fine, and I am like curious to see where things will go. Then yesterday I think I filmed it, but I did start the audio me and Erica was going to listen to next, which is Burial Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab, the news one by Schwab. So far we have 3 POVs. We have one set in like 15 something, and she's been married to this dude who's like a rich Duke, Earl, Lord, something. And then he's very controlling, you know, only uses her to get an heir. And then in the future, we have one girl who has left the countryside, is now in college, and then she has sex with this girl, and she's trying to be not as she was in the past. And then the other girl who had sex with her has had sex with many different people. I do believe maybe she's the vampire. There's some vampire in this, and I don't know. And I don't know if she, maybe she is the one that we are in the past with, because I assume they're all going to connect somehow. But maybe like the vampire one, I think her name was Lottie, something. I might be completely wrong. 15 was a bit much. We have one in 1552. We have one in 1827. I don't know if that is... We got into that one yet. And then we have 2019, it was in Boston. We have Alice, and she had a... Yeah, and I do believe like it all somehow hangs together. I'm just not unsure how yet. But we listened to some of this, and I'm curious to see where the story will go. I think they are all gay, and I think it's all like... all to do with like... rage and revenge for them, so we should see how it goes. Then today I did read Power by Naomi Alderman, which is a quite known book where it basically feels a woman gets the power in the world because they can have like the ability to like electrocute people from their hands, and then it shifts the power balance in the world so that women are on top instead of men. And the whole thing is like to explore how the world would be if women were in power instead of men, I assume. I knew that this was going to probably be very gendered, and it was. It puts gender in two boxes in a way, and it doesn't leave any room for trans people or non-binary people or people who are in between or intersexual people. There's no room for any of that. In a book like this, or like the author doesn't have the skill to write about that in a book like this. And I do think that it plays some of the irony though of the world, because the world is very cis and it's very cis-centered. And if something like this happened, I feel like most of the world would be very cis-centered, but it still erases it. It raises a whole group of people still, which is granted what the world kind of wants to do anyway. Not that that is a positive thing or a good thing. So just play on the fact that if wrong people are in power, they would be erased in a way. So I don't think the book thought about it in that way, but that is how I don't know. It's trying to like turn the world into a woman's world, and they're like doing it like they get corrupted with power, etc. It goes exactly where you think it's going to go. And I feel like for me, the conversation that this has, which is like Burr by Margaret Atwood, which I do think The Handmaid's Tale has the same problem. I'm not saying that it is not a thing to be discussed. It is like the fear of man in a way. And that's kind of like what it fulfills. But I don't even know what to say, honestly. Like I don't like the conversation how this is. It's very on the nose in a way again. But I get the conversation is trying to have, but that doesn't mean that I enjoy the book, if you know what I mean, because it's very much like one-sided in a way, and it becomes a bit like 200 notes for me in a way. And I can say more about it, but I'm too tired, and I could have a longer discussion on it, but I get what it's trying to do, but for me it doesn't work. Now we have a package which is very big, this big, and I don't know if you can hear me that well. I put the mic really far away. I will put it there. Let's open it, honestly. It is a little tiny package. It's not box, but it's still very tiny. Let's see. If I can do this, it's really not an easy thing to open, apparently. Scary. I can't even show you different addresses on this side. If I can. Ta-da! Oof! Haha! It's Lego! We have bought Lego. This One Piece Lego. It is the Go Merry. Or Going Merry, is that what it's called? The Going Merry pirate ship. I had to get one of the pieces from One Piece. Even though the BR, I can't say it, looked amazing. It was very expensive and big. And I honestly don't have space for this, but I needed it. I needed it more than I needed air. And the ship is, you know, epic. So I was very excited. Hopefully we'll build this weekend, but we shall see. Very, very happy. And now I have more Lego, which is like, I can't have Lego as a hobby when I have books as a hobby, because books already take so much space. And that was it. I don't think I will read more today, I think. Unless, if I do, it will be more in the Zone of Pharrell. Then we should see what I read tomorrow. I also listen more to the audio, but I'm feeling a very like meh so far, so I don't have more to say about that audio. Hello, here I am the next day in bad light. But we are updating this vlog before I go to bed. It is actually a bit later, it's like 22:17, because I am having home office tomorrow. I have finished a book, which I finished at work, which was More Than This by Patrick Ness. This was a standalone by the author, and we have a main character waking up, and then he instantly dies. But then suddenly he's alive again, and it's like, we're questioning what's going on. Has the world ended? Is he in the afterlife? What is going on? And the whole thing is like about us trying to understand, like, how he died and came back to life again. It is a bit weird, and I'm not saying that it was bad. It doesn't necessarily, I think, appease the temptations I have now. It was still entertaining, and I'm trying to find out everything. At the same time, I don't really know what's going on still, and I was a bit confused, so I went to read reviews and was just like, did I really get it? I don't feel like I did, and I feel like I saw people also were confused, even like after finishing, but it was still intriguing and a fast-paced read that was interesting. I just don't know if I want to keep it. I don't feel like I was like so into it that I want to read it again, or so into it that I feel like I'm going to think about it. I think if I've read it before, as I said with a lot of these, which is why I want to decrease my TBR so this doesn't happen, so like I don't read things like literally 8 years after I was initially interested in them, then I feel like I would have been more intrigued by it. But I overall like didn't love it or didn't hate it, but I feel more positive towards this than I feel about a lot of other things about this, and I'm giving it a 2.5, rounding up to 3, which I think is decent. Then I did get 2 packages, which I wanted to open before I'm going to bed. It is 2 mangas. Putting you down there. So we have these. And a manga. Ooh. So this is Flying Witch, which is volume 13. This comes like once a year. They usually come in spring or in March. This year, the release date was like in the end of July, and we are now like early August, which is why it arrived now. I'm very excited, even though, like as I said, it's only like 1 volume a year. It is still enjoyable, and obviously I'm gonna read them all until it ends. I don't actually know when it's ending, but this cover is very cute, and I am excited. So it goes on the bottom of my list. It's gonna be a while till I get to it, but that's kind of nice because it's so long to the next one anyway. Then for the other manga, I didn't even show you properly. We have Spy Family volume 14, which is obviously the next one. It's Spy Family. Very excited. Love the cover. This I would probably better read with Cecilia at the time in our manga nights, which we're hopefully doing now in August. I don't know how long this vlog will be. I'm trying to finish the piles and then we can post this vlog, but we are on day, because we started the 1st of August, we're already on day 7, so we just see. But at the same time, I felt like some of my latest vlogs were very short as well, so it's a whole thing. But yeah, this goes on the list, but since I'm no longer going to read it with Cecilia, I also like, I'm not going to read it in the order when it's on the list. Anyway, I forgot the mic was over there, so I'm really far away from it. I'm really sorry, but hopefully it's fine. Either way, no, I really need to sleep. I'm very tired, so you should see me tomorrow. Yay. Don't know exactly how this will be yet. About to go out and meet some friends, which is very exciting. So you shall see who very soon. Hello.
Hey.
It's someone famous.
It's Gavin Reads It All here. Just here with Sandra, who I despise. She's my arch nemesis.
How is Norway?
I love it. I love Norway so far. Bergen has been the worst.
That's why he's moving here.
I'm moving here, yeah. It's lovely, really. I actually really like it. It's pretty. It's just very rainy. And I'm wet. And I'm sick of being wet. But no, Sandra's showing us around. She's taking us to a coffee shop. And then some bookstores. And then Megan Love.
In the hotel.
In the hotel. But in the lobby.
Okay.
In front of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outline in my vlog.
I usually do have my power camera. This is just my phone for now, okay?
Huh? Oh my god!
There she is. Just my Jade.
Boo! We have a Jade! What is happening with that?
It's very on the wall.
Hello.
Hello.
How's Norway?
I am loving Norway.
Are you gonna stay?
I wish. I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I am.
She's gonna be in my house forever. No, I'm joking.
I'm being kidnapped. Blink twice if you need help.
How do I look?
Amazing. Right?
Just call me Law. Trafalgar Law. These are the paperbacks are Steam free because you can easily like look in. You know what I mean? But in the hardbacks, it's explicit. So make sure you remember that. Okay, make sure you remember that.
Not everyone will know.
Just a little lesson with Gav. You know.
Hello. So yesterday I was out. We met Gavin and Jade and some other lovely people. I was on Gavin's trip, and they were in Bergen because of Gavin's like Trober trip that was in Bergen. Why does it feel like I have a hair on my nose? Why don't I have a voice? I felt like super wet and warm when we met as well. So like if I get sick, I don't get surprised. But it was a really cozy time. We went to bookstores. I didn't buy a single thing, which is surprising to me. But like right now, the only thing I want is like when I get books, it's like very specific titles. Like I don't browse anymore that much and like pick up random things at the moment. Because obviously my whole goal right now is to get rid of my TBR. So like then it feels counterproductive to go and pick up random books. But that doesn't mean I'm not buying books right now because I have ordered a lot online because then I can specifically like pre-order things that this by the specific author I want. Stores is more random because then I usually have a plan in my hand what I'm getting. So that's a new thing ish for me. I am gonna read a bit. Last night I did finish a book and I forgot to bring it here. Oh my god, it's like why is it like on the other side of the room? I did finish The Stone of Pharrell by Tad Williams. The live show for this is today, and I could have finished it today, but I just finished it yesterday because when I came home I didn't have any plans to that all day. It was okay once again. I don't feel like it really blew my mind or like was like this big epic fantasy thing. It is big epic and fantasy, but it wasn't like this story that I haven't completely fallen in love with. I don't really feel like I cheer for the characters that much or like care for the story that much. That doesn't mean I'm not going to complete it and I don't enjoy parts of it because it is fun to see like the inspiration that other fantasy works have had from it, but I'm not like loving it. But I did finish it, so we can have a live show today, which is later today. Now the plan is I usually film in weekends, and I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't film, but I don't really know what to film. So I am going to just read instead. And then I have Lore Olympus, Volume 7, which is the next on my manga / graphic novel list. Because now I read 3 full novels, and I can read a manga graphic novel. So I'm going to read this, which is obviously a short and fun read. And then I'm going to try to read a whole trilogy today. Now that I said it out loud, I'm already regretting it because I'm not sure I will get to all of them before the live show, which is at 8. What is even the time now? Haven't even seen. It's 10 a.m. So I have pretty good hours, but I'm also making complicated dinner today, so that will also take a few hours out of my day. Trilogy I want to just get the whole way through is Ash, Princess Below Sebastian. Obviously this is from my piles. I only own the first, but I, as you, if you've been here, I like to complete the whole thing, so I want to complete this whole thing. Really happy if it could happen today, because I don't want to be stuck in this for 3 days. And also, since I didn't complete a book on Friday, because I didn't even update you at all then, today Sunday, it's because I only did some pages in the Memory of Pharrell. Stone of Pharrell. Where did I get Memory from? There's no book called Memory. I was thinking about A Memory of Light, Wheel of Time maybe. I didn't complete the book that day, I only read a couple of pages in that. And I worked from home and it was just so busy and I didn't get to do anything I wanted. So I only completed that yesterday, so I owe myself a book if I'm going to complete one a day. But then since it's weekend, I want to see if I can read maybe 3. So I'll keep you updated of how that goes. I don't think I will particularly enjoy this, but here we are. Hello everyone, so it's been a minute since we talked. Last time I talked to you, I think I was on Sunday when I said I wanted to finish all of Ash Princess that day. That didn't happen, and now I've gotten sick as well. I don't know if you can hear it, but I don't feel really well. I feel like I've gotten sick so much lately in the last past like 2 years, like I never have been before. Maybe I always have been, I just never noticed it. But I have now finished as Princess. It is Tuesday, as I said, and I finished the trilogy today. So on Sunday I did read Lower Olympus, which I very much enjoyed. I think it was one of my favorite volumes. It was really entertaining. I was really like immersed into the story. Then I started Ash Princess, which basically follows Tora, whose mother's kingdom or her kingdom was taken, and now we are in the future. Like I think it's like 10 years later or something, and then she is gonna reclaim her kingdom back, and then by doing that she's gonna try to seduce the prince of like the kingdom that took hers. I think one of the things that annoyed me the most in this is that the prince is not a prince. He's a P-R-E-N-Z. Is a prince, and his name is Søren, which is like at least a Norwegian name. I know that Norwegians have it. I don't know how known it is other places, and I really hate that name because Søren is kind of a curse word, and I just don't like that name. And then the prince was called that, and he's supposed to be a love interest, and that annoyed me that he was called that. I just didn't like the book overall. Like we were just trying to get the kingdom back. It was just very uninteresting. It was a blended in YA like I read a million times before, and the sequels were not any better really. Like it goes exactly where you think the story is gonna go. It doesn't carry anything in the story that I found interesting or fascinating for me to really love the story. So I gave everything like 1.5, and it's not like I really feel like I've gone out of YA, but then I did read recently Prison Healer, and I absolutely love that series. So I think it just really depends on the story. This one averagely didn't have that high of ratings, and I do see why I did not have a good time with it. I done also finished my audio, which was Immortal Consequences. I'm not gonna talk that much about it here, not only because I don't have a really voice, but because I didn't really particularly like it either, and it's also from my favorite vlogs. I will talk about it more there, and I'm hopeful to post that within the next 2 weeks. You shall see if I get better. I can't edit apparently when I'm sick either, because my brain is just mush, and then I just watch shows. I can read really bad books apparently. So yeah, and then I started a new audio. This was yesterday. I had a lot of audiobook time at work because I was doing like really like what's it called, like work that didn't require a lot of thinking, so I could just audio like 3 hours of Card Mark by Victoria Roth. This is Victoria Roth's sci-fi Y duology, which is like about this girl that I don't even know, they look down upon people, I think. At least we are in space, and she is part of this kingdom. Her brother's using her for her power. When she touches people, they feel pain. And then now they have captured this one like boy that they also had a brother of, and they are using him because he can like nullify her pain. She's always been in pain every time she uses her power, and her brother uses her, and then now her brother is like keeping her both captive in a way, so that now she feels better when she has this boy around, and then they're both rebellious. And this whole series got a lot of criticisms for being like racist and for like promoting self-harm, because like she does have like scars. But I don't know if it's because like I'm not keeping up, but I was keeping up really well. I feel like we didn't get to the self-harm yet. She doesn't want to be in pain. She's at least not doing the self-harming. And I do assume that one group thinks they're superior to another. I don't know if that is like her brother or the people, because I felt like they were like they had to, like, I feel like, do a lot of legal shit to survive. So like, is it the other people that are racist towards them? I am super confused of the groups. I don't know if it's because the book is not particularly written very well. So for me, I don't think like the groups has come across really well. I don't even know what we're fighting. I don't even know what we're doing. I just know that she can cause other people's pains, and her brother is using her. That's all I'm getting. I'm halfway through the book. It's very slow. It's not particularly amazing. I was actually quite bored for a lot of it. It's very slow. And I'm just waiting for like, I'm really trying to keep an eye out for like the problematic things I heard about the book many years ago. But so far, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Nothing is really happening. So we shall see how that develops. I'm not audiobooking that much right now because I was home today, and I work from home because I'm not feeling well. But like, I feel well enough for work. I just don't want to sit in the office, etc. And, you know, cough myself to death. So yeah, and now that I have read the whole like Ash Princess trilogy, which I did not enjoy, as just said, and I really behold me that, I can read a graphic novel or manga, which is actually it is a webtoon, which is a graphic novel. This is Killing Stalking 8. This is the last one in the series, which follows a killer and a stalker that falls in love. Very curious to see how the story will develop and like if in this last one what happens, because it's not like longer than the others. So I do wonder like how the story is gonna wrap up. That is what I'm gonna read now before going to bed. I also got a package today from my Loom Crate. I do believe that this is Burial Bones, but we shall see if I can open it. Let's see. Let's see. I can actually see. It is Burial Bones in the Midnight Soul, a Loom Crate edition. Very exciting. Let's see. Oh god. This also has a slipcase just like the Old Crate edition. And I don't know if you watched me unboxing that, but I don't love slipcases. But I keep being cursed with them. Because we can't really see the book then, but at the same time you protect it. But it's like a whole hassle. If you're gonna, every time you're gonna take out the book, it's a hassle. It is a stunning slipcase though. It's a bit bad light in here, but it is a stunning book. Let's see. And it is a very pretty edition. I'm still currently reading this with Erica. We are still listening to the audio. We just haven't done any progress because like we've been doing other things. It is very pretty. I approve. I'm very happy for my edition. And I do believe I have one more coming, but I'm trying to get hold of another one that I couldn't get when it was selling. So I have to just see if I can get it on eBay or something. Really, really stunning. Okay, I'm gonna go now and read Killing Stalking. And then hopefully I'll update you in before it's been 2 days. Oh, I forgot to say what actually book I'm reading next. Like full book. I already decided. I found out that I can get this whole series on Kindle Unlimited. I own the first one. So it is New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson. Obviously don't have a copy here, but... And this is a whole trilogy again. I do want to say I want to finish the whole thing tomorrow, but I don't know that's not going to happen. But we can finish it in the next like 2-3 days. I will be happy with that. I don't think I will love this, but I hope it's more exciting than Ash Princess was. So, we shall see.
Hello. So life is not great. I am still very sick. I haven't learned that much because like I don't have that much to say, but I also just like feel like not talking that much because I can't breathe. But I will quickly update this vlog for whatever it is. So I did finish New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson, as well as its 2 sequels, which I cannot even recall the titles for in a second. But I did finish the whole trilogy. It was kind of like they are standing up against the society they live in, revolution, blah 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 blah. It was not really interesting to me. The characters didn't capture me, the world didn't capture me, and it was exactly as expected. I mean, that I didn't really enjoy myself, but I did read the whole trilogy, and that's what I've been reading over the last few days, and I felt fine, but nothing like revolutionary. I'm also, I don't know why, when I'm like sweating my ass off, I blame that I'm sick. I also did finish Killing Stalking, as I didn't mention, and it was, I don't think it could have ended any other way than it did when it ended. And it's not like I disliked the ending, I just very much like, after all that, it's ended, and now I don't really know what else to say about it. But it was a terrible series overall in a way, regards of like the themes and the story. But it still wasn't a ride that was twisty and gruesome. I did also now, since I finished this whole trilogy, I did also read another manga, which was Apothecary Diaries 1/6. So continuing the series, we have this girl that comes to court as a apothecarist, and then she has all these murders, etc. that's happening. That is all I got to say, really. This was a really great volume. We have the 2 main characters, or the dude and the girl, which is the main dude. I can't believe it has purple hair in the art, because obviously you can see it inside the manga. They had some really good moments, and then we had another mystery. It was really cute and fun. I'm very excited to continue, and also eventually watch the anime. Erica and I have started this new system with series, because we have a bunch of other systems for other things, or else we don't get anything done. So we will see if we can watch this anytime soon. Sorry, the TV is on, and it was a lot of flashing of lights that was annoying. I just had some League on, but I'm not really watching it anymore. Yesterday I did get a package that has my address on both sides. And how do I even open this? This, I know what it is, because it said on the side. Here it is. So, It is, if you notice, fine. Oh, you can already see what the book is. So, yeah. Oh, you got a bookmark and pin. But I want to look at the book first, honestly. Because it is The Next Secret Project by Brandon Sanderson, which is Isle of Amber Dark. And this, again, next one in The Secret Project, which was part of the, was it Words of Radiance letterbound? It was one of the letterbounds. I don't remember which one. In some archive. I didn't actually get that because that was way too expensive, but I want a Secret Project, which I would think I can get later, maybe just for a bit more expensive. But like when I got the first Secret Projects, all 4 of them, and supported that Kickstarter campaign, I thought that they were going to be exclusive to only the Kickstarter, and they wasn't. But life, I'm opening it now. I'm also, again, sweating my ass off, and I sound like shit, so there's that. But here we are. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a very nice fall design. Black spread edges. Ooh, we love. Oh, okay. So I am a bit behind on my Sanderson. I was really up to date. I used some time catching up, and I did, and I was so proud of myself. So I read all of the, like, all the Secret Projects as soon as I had them in my hands. But now I'm behind again, because I haven't read them in the truth, because I was going to read myself in the archive, and I haven't done so. I still, obviously, am super excited, and for it to match my other Secret Projects. And then, let's see. Do you believe I have this of all of the Secret Projects? I just don't know where the thing is. This is a sticker to the series. Then we have like a nice bookmark. I can't even see what you're focusing on. What are we focusing on? I don't even know. But it has nice 2 sides. And then there is a cute pin. Which all my pins are just like in a bin. Not like a bin as in like trash, but like they're all in like a thing I can open. Because I don't know what to do with them. That is the little box. It's a really long time since I ordered it. Kind of had forgotten. I just assumed it was coming one day. I think I'm getting another package today. We shall see. My next plan is to read something. But what were I planning to read? My head is just like, what is going on? Who even am I? These. I have the first in my piles, bought the whole series, ready to read it. And then I haven't done any programs in Cardmark, which is my audio, which I did talk about on Monday or something. Because I listen to lots on Monday and haven't listened to audiobooks since I haven't been outside or like done any like audiobook activities. Because I've been sick and I've been only watching TV. I did finish House of the Dragon though, and I was annoyed. And then I've been working. So now I'm gonna go, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still working, and then it's weekend, so yeah. I will see if I can finish all of the Shadow Queen series this weekend at least. Because I feel like I'm soon done with my palettes, but I need to get done. Yay. Okay, so I went out and got the package. Also feel so sick, but life. So it is a used Aphrodite, is it? Box. But it is from Aslag. So that was on Hollington Books, and she sent them to me. So we'll open it. The address on this side, so I'll try to do this. Let's see. It's wrapped in blue as well. Also, there's the sale right now as well in the store, bookstore, so I will definitely have more books then. So I'll do it for one month, and then we'll just see. Let's see. Couple of one side, of course. Let's see. Now. So it is. I can't even read it. Warstorm by Victoria Aveyard. I have 1 to 3 of this, but I don't have the final and fourth one. I do believe at least I have King's Cage, but I hope I do. I think I checked this. So then I have the complete series. I don't know if I even love it, but I wanted the complete series anyway because I am going to read it. So thank you so much, Asley. And then Asley also had Peace and Turmoil, the Dark Horse book 1 by Elliot Brooks. This is Elliot Brooks' book that I've always been interested in reading, and then I saw it on Asley's pile. So I was just like, well, if you're not going to keep it, then I would love to have it, because I was planning to get it anyway at the point. And now I got it. I heard actually really good things, so I'm very excited to read it when I get to it. And that was the 2 books in the box. So now I have 2 more books on my TBR, which is exactly what I don't need. And I still haven't read any today. I'm very tired, I feel like. I'm more tired today than I've been other days. And I'm very hot. And life is bad. But, yay! See you later. I got a dog! I'm dying! Yay! I realized several things as I sit down to talk to you. Is that, first of all, my camera doesn't have any power, so hopefully it will survive this update. And second of all, I should have definitely, I feel like, filmed more than one vlog in August. We are now on the 17th, I think. Is it 18th or the 17th? It is the 17th. And while I am soon done with the piles on my floor, and I do believe I'm going to finish that now this month, which we are very happy for, which is like the whole theme for this vlog, is that I have been like doing other things as well. Like I met some friends, we have unboxings, etc. And I feel like the life stuff could have been like a side quest vlog. This wouldn't be so long, but now like I already filmed it as it is one vlog and I don't bother separating it. So we are just dealing. I also realized that my glasses are dirty, but I do read like some other stuff here as well that is not from the piles, and I feel like that would have been fine for like a side quest vlog and with like the daily stuff in that vlog. But again, we are dealing. Why are they still dirty? Yesterday I did get derailed because I did buy my little bookshop or the little bookshop or a little bookshop. I don't remember like the first word, which is a new cozy game that is released on Steam and Twitch, and I thought that it was only for like computer, and I was planning to buy it like on my computer, but I realized it was on Switch. I was about to say Twitch. And it was like perfect thing to like lie on your couch on a cozy blanket kind of game. So I was just like so happy it was on not Twitch, and I played it like for hours yesterday, for like 4 hours, 5 probably, and it was so good and so cozy. You just like have a bookshop and then you sell stuff, and yeah, and this conversation would have been perfect for a side quest vlog. However, while doing that, I did finish the audio that Erica and I have been listening to, which is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This one follows 3 different characters, all lesbians and all vampires, and then we are in different time zones. I heard that someone say that it is set in the world of Ada LaRue. Didn't really notice it, but I might have missed some Easter eggs for that. And then we just follow them with different timelines, and it's really a lot about women being trapped in marriages or trapped into roles in our society and breaking out of that through their vampirism and taking revenge on men in a way. I get it. I get like that it is fun to read about and fun, and it's very like, it's very atmospheric. It's basically vibes. It's very much like, oh, bloody and beautifulness and we are vampires from the soil, and it's very like, oh, life in a way, a bit like I don't know what's happening. Oh god, not all right. Regard, I did like how it was written. I think that parts of it was really good. I think parts of it was enjoyable. It's a lot of folds. It's a lot of like, oh my god, I feel the heat beneath my legs slithering together or whatever. And it's very atmospheric in a regard. I just want that to say that I felt like for a 500-page whatever this is book, how many pages is it? Yeah, over 500 pages. Not all happened. I didn't really like, I was waiting for it to thread together, and it did thread together, but not like in such a satisfying way that I wished it to do. And then I just felt like it didn't have like a plot that I really stood behind. I have talked previously about, actually recently, that I figured out this year that I don't like reading about women trapped in marriages and how terrible I have it. And even though most of those stories that I have read recently is about them breaking out of this or getting revenge, etc., which is satisfying and obviously really good for them, it's just like a thing that I personally don't love reading about, even though I know they'll break out of it. This was basically that, almost 3 times, I was gonna say, and I was just like, wow. And I like this more than all the others I read with that kind of like theming, because we have vampires, they are lesbians. It was like beautiful, parts of it was beautiful, but another part of me couldn't fall in love with the story completely. I like the atmosphere, but I wanted the story to be more than atmosphere, so I ended up giving it like a 3.5. And maybe if I reread, which I probably will maybe in a few years, I will enjoy it more. But for right now, I'm just like, I feel fine. I don't think it's like what I want to feel, but that is what I feel. Why is it like so dusty? I don't know. And I wanted to love it, but I didn't. But also when I read Annie LaRue, I didn't love it, but I gave it 4. And then it went some time, and then I like started liking it less, and then I reread it and I gave it 5, and now I love it. So maybe in a few years I will love this in a different way. I'm definitely keeping in all of that because Reshop is one of my favorite authors, but I just felt like it was a lot of atmosphere and not enough of other things. So that is what I got to say about that, which is obviously not for my past. That was just the side quest. And then I did start Queen, or not start, but like the series I started at CG Red Wine. When I said I started it, I meant that to say that I finished this, which was the next series for my piles. And this is like a Snow White retelling, and then we are going to take back our throne. It was nothing special for me. If I read it maybe when I actually bought it, maybe I would have enjoyed it more. If I had enjoyed this genre like I used to, I would have enjoyed it more. I'm not saying that this book is inherently bad or a terrible book, but my enjoyment in the story, my interest in the story was so low. I didn't care about her taking back her kingdom. I didn't care for the story, and that is just, I think I outgrown this sort of story right now in my life, especially as a retelling, because I don't feel like a fan of retelling in this moment because I have loved them in the past, and I don't feel like a fan of a random girl taking back her kingdom without it being more substance to the story. And that is how I felt about a lot of the YAs I read lately, while obviously there are exceptions to that, like Prison Healer, which I love, because that has some turns on what they want to do, and I feel like this one just was exactly what you think. I then also read the next one, which is The Wish Granter, which is about 2 people. They don't need to take the kingdom back, but they need to suddenly control the kingdom, and then it's like the siblings relationship, etc. It didn't really give anything as well. I once again didn't really care for the story or like anything in it, and it follows different characters, but it's like set in the same world. I'm a bit confused, honestly. I then also read the third one, which is The Traitor Prince. This one seemed to be like more of like a Middle Eastern inspired country because they had like Middle Eastern-esque names, but I feel like that was it of what you got in the story. But I guess then you can imagine that the characters are for once not white. And then we have this dude that is trying to find his father that suddenly like changed and was really weird after he'd been away from his father for like 10 years, and then he ends up in prison, and he meets this girl that he enjoys that sounded like he had her as a meal, that he enjoys the company of. I can't complete sentences apparently. And then they need to, guess what, maybe take back their kingdom. And this one was, I guess, like in a different setting, a different type of characters, etc. But I just again feel not interested. Like my entertainment level is like on 0, my interest level is on 0. And again, I don't think that these books are bad. I don't think that I'm not saying that I couldn't recommend them to people. It's just like from a different stage of my life where I don't really enjoy that kind of story as of right now. Maybe when I'm 50 I will love this kind of story again, and I will love this kind of type of book again. But right now, where I stand in my life, I'm just like not interested in it at all. And I feel like the more I read of like the old stuff I own, the more I realize what I actually enjoy. But I also realize that do I even enjoy reading again at this point? Because right now I'm only reading 2 or 1 stars, and I just avoided rating them altogether because I feel like my ratings like they don't even feel real at this point, and I just feel bored. I feel bored of everything I read, and it's honestly a very boring time to be me right now. I could then read a manga, because then I read 3 books in the Ravenspire series. So I read To Your Eternity Volume 12. I have no idea what was going on in this one, honestly. It was very confusing. I read reviews, everyone seemed confused. I did get parts of it, but now we are suddenly skipping in time. It said in the end, we're skipping in time, and I'm like, what? But did we like conclude the things that was happening here? I don't know. But it does follow this orb that can change into beings that has died around them. And then we have like the story of several hundred years. The orb meeting different people and losing them, and then try to save the world from these knockers, which is like these, like, how to explain it, is like these I don't even know the words. I don't have a word, but he's trying to save them from them. It is alright, like I enjoy parts of it. It's a lot about like life and friendship, etc. But it's not my favorite. Oh my god, my camera is actually dying. Wait, I have like the battery thing. I usually charge my camera very frequently. look, I can put this on you. Remaining battery, 100%. Now you became very tall. Okay, so that is what I can do when I have little battery. I just never used it because I always had battery. The camera charges in like less than 10 minutes. So it's just like I'm being lazy. Now, we have a little pile of books. Actually, we have several piles of books behind me, but that's just the chaos of my life. There was a sale this weekend, and I was planning to go to the bookstore to buy books on sale that I ordered in for myself. But then I couldn't because I got sick, and then I had zero energy. So the friend of mine that works in the bookstore came with all the books to me because I had to buy them this weekend to get the sale, and obviously I gave her the money for it. So I got them all yesterday evening, and now I'm gonna show you what I got on the sale, because now that's what I need to do, because before I got in-books every week when I worked in the bookstore like a insane person, but now I need to get as many as possible that I can when there's sales, especially my manga, because manga's expensive if you don't buy it on sale. So we have volume 29 and 30 of Comic and Communicate, which is obviously the next ones I need to buy, but not the next ones I need to read. Because I think the next one I need to read is volume 21. So I am quite ahead, but like I'm catching up fast because I'm reading so much. And then we also have volume 1. This I'm not starting now at all because I'm not allowed to, because I'm in too many manga series. But I'm buying them because I just want to have at least like a few volumes before maybe not a few ones, but like at least volume 1 or more before I start, because well, it's nice for my future, but also then I remember I want to read it. And this one and another one is here that is completely new, but again, not allowed to start them before I completed more mangas that is on my list. You know, my list system is complicated, and it would take me ages to get through anything if I add more. So I also got Kaiju number 8, which is volume 1 in this. Heard amazing things and really want to start it, but again, and I'm not allowed to, but I own now the first volumes of both of those. I also own the first one of Blue Lock and Alice in Borderland, and I haven't read either. Then we have A Man and His Cat by Umi Sakurai. This is volume 3, and this is on the list. It was one of the few that I was allowed to take there because I was doing this challenge anyways. I had to read it. Very excited to get to this. I'm soon reading volume 2, so that's why I got volume 3. The same with Tokyo Revengers. We are now on 15 and 16. I feel like there's a couple more, like a lot more. Yeah, like I think it's over 30 volumes, but at least it's 2 in every one. So I'm very soon reading, what is it then, 13 and 14. So I got the next one, and then the rest is just new releases that I could get on sale, which is City of Fallen Angels. This is like the 10th anniversary edition of the series, and I have all of the others in these editions, like the first 3, so I need to like complete my collection. I don't even know if I think they're that pretty, but they are a bit pretty. And I don't even like, this is my least favorite Shadowrun book ever, I think. But I obviously can't just not buy one just because I don't like that specific installment. But yeah, I've fallen out of the whole Shadowrun thing, I feel like, recently, but I still love them and I really read them to the end. And then we have the Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk, why can't I say that, by Carissa Borband. We have it with the sprayed edges. I don't even know if I will like this because I only read Serpent of Wings and Night and I didn't really like that. But I have them all with sprayed edges and I want to get them now because at the point they will go out of print, and if I start enjoying the rest of the series, I do want these editions, and if not, I could get rid of them as a set maybe. But yeah, I have collected them anyway, even though like Serpent of Wings and Night was literally in my haul pile, and then I had to write my thesis about it, so I had to take it back again and read it again. And then after that, it's just like, now it's there as a memory. How can I unhaul something that I wrote a thesis about, you know? The last book here is Defy Me by Haru Mafi, which is book 5 in the Shadow series. They continue these editions, which are absolutely stunning. This is the purple one. The first one, no, it's not purple, but yeah. And I am very, very happy that I did not, even on purpose, but it was on my wish list for years. I was always going to buy Shadow Me, but I never did because like I just had a billion other things to buy. And now they're releasing these and I can have these editions instead of me originally having the original editions. Because I did have the first one, had to unhaul it because it was the wrong edition anyway. The ugly ones with eyes, and I can have these. Because if these came so many years later, right? And if I already owned the ones with the eyes and these came, would I bought these anyways? Maybe, but it would have been a thing. So now I'm so happy that I'm just getting these pretty ones. It is very, very nice editions. That is just like ordinary collector's edition you can get in store, which are nice at times because like you don't feel the stress of buying them once, but at the same time they are a bit cheaper as well. So that needs to go in. You can kind of see it. I don't even know what you can see. The series stands here.
there. So my plans for the rest of today is to, in theory, finish Ravenspire, the last in the CG Red Wine series, because I have the last one ready to go. But I already read The Traitor Prince today. I'm fine with not reading more, because I did not finish the whole thing, even though that was what I wanted, but I did read the first 3 ones. Then I might just play, and then I will listen to audio with Erica probably, unless she's busy. We are next up reading Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. You can kind of see it there on the corner. Also, if you didn't see, Illuminati is doing special edition stuff then, so I will have another set. That is the next audiobook. That is my favorite in the series, so I'm very excited to reread it finally after all this time. I will probably be listening to that. No progress in my own audios. Oh, I did want to show you how little I have left in the piles though, because there's so little left. This clip is very long. And I'm very proud of myself, because we have done so much progress this month. Wait, I want to bring the haul so that I can also take this in my wrap-up pile. Books are now in on haul pile. Not on haul pile. Haul pile. Haul. If I place you on top of here, will you fall? We have very little left of the piles on the floor. I feel like we haven't done like a proper update since I showed it all off in my TBR. But I also need to update you anyway, because I'm taking some out of it. I took some out of it last time without just telling you, because I was just like, it doesn't matter, but I just realized I should have updated you all along, but maybe. So I put in Spells, the City of Spells. That is a short little thing I need to read ASAP. We have The Thread, which I have borrowed in the library, so I will read that next week. And then afterwards, I'm also reading very soon, which I do believe I checked last, and it is on Everand, or else I would be pissed, because it wasn't available in the library. So what I decided to do, we have The Last Magician. Not The Last Magician. Yes, it is The Last Magician. Also The Devil's Thief. These I decided to bring in my shelves again, because I feel like, for the first of all, they're really, really long, but it's more like, I feel like I might actually enjoy them. And then now I'm starting, my next project is to read off my TBR anyway, so I will be reading them soon. But I have like this, I feel like in a bad reading mood, and I feel like if I read these, they will be affected by this bad reading mood, because I'm only reading, you know, not great things, and I feel like I want to save them for like when I'm in a better mood, and I'm just taking them out of my piles because I feel like I can enjoy them a lot actually, and I want to bring them back, like obviously when we read through all of my TBR. They're really dusty, so I don't know why I feel like I just whack on clean, but okay. And I feel like I will maybe enjoy them, so we are taking these 2 out, because if they were in the piles right now, I would have to complete the whole series, and I don't feel like in the mood, because I don't remember how long this series is. 5 books maybe, and it's just gonna take me a long time right now, and I feel like it will affect my enjoyment of it if they're in there, which means that our pile is now more shorter. So I'm bringing these back into my shelves, that they don't actually have any space. I just need to pretend they are there, because again, we are soon reading all of my TBR anyway. Then there's so little left. I will show you. This is it after that. So we had these 3 I first showed you, plus the 3 first I showed you. I can't hold them all. So obviously, as you know, I'm listening to Cardammark. So I will probably also listen to the Fates Divine, because that makes sense. So that will be my next audio after Cardammark. So those 2 are like kind of in the clear. And then we have these last 2. So this one I'm normally at. I'm waiting a bit with, because I don't have the rest of the series. The rest of the series is not available in Libby at all. So I need to borrow the rest in the library. And I do want to read it, because I feel like maybe it can be fun. And part of me wanted to just not do it. But since they were available in the library, we are going to do them. But they come from other libraries, so it's going to take a little while before they get here. If they don't get here until like a billion years, I might just like read them in my next vlog or something. But I am planning to read a whole series. We have The Silence, which I do believe was not available in the library. So I should have read this weekend, because I had the whole Ravenspire series in Libby anyway. So I should have read that in when I can sneak read at work, because then I can do it on a computer. While this one I can't. So yeah. And then we have this one, which I know is going to be a short read. This one was available on Everand as an audio. Debating to save this to last, to see if I can maybe read it after Fates Divide. Because in theory, when I get back to work tomorrow and actually have to commute and like etc., I will listen to audiobook again, because I haven't done it all week. This pile is about to fall. It's about to fall. It's about to fall. I can hold it barely. And then we have the last two. So Grim Lovelace is a duology and have borrowed them. So I will read this and the next one next week. That is it, because the last one in the piles, which is Emperor of the Eight Islands by Leon Hearn, just seems not interesting to me. I feel like it is written from like inspired by Japan, etc. And it is a really long series that it was really hard to get the rest of. And I just don't want to buy them, and I don't feel like I would enjoy it anyway. But sometimes I just don't want to read about white authors writing about not their culture. I'm not saying that white authors can write outside their culture, because obviously they should do that as well, because it's boring to only read about white people anyway. But sometimes I would rather just read a book by a Japanese author than read this inspired by Japan by a white author. And I feel like I just don't want to invest in the whole series, and it was just hard to get hold to. I feel like I could maybe get them in the library, but I just felt like I don't have any interest. So I'm just gonna unhaul it, which like, I didn't even start it, so I feel like that's fair. And I just feel like I'm not going to enjoy it, so here we are. So I just made my life easier. I did do that with a couple of others that I never showed you, but I will show it all when I actually unhaul. But it was only like 3 Norwegian books anyway, and 2 of them was in middle of series, because I got them as arcs. So my pile is so small, I can actually carry it again. This is what we got left, plus the one Ravenspire book that I should read today. And then obviously sequels to some of these, but still, like, it's not a lot. Considering how much we are already read from the piles, we are soon done. I feel myself like next week, it's not the last full week of August even. It will be fine. It will be fine. Let's see if I can actually read the Ravenspire thing today, or if I could read 2 books every day next week. That would be great. Now I'm gonna go and play or something. Bye. I can't believe I filmed for you like 25 minutes up there last time, and then I didn't speak to you for like a day. It is Tuesday now. Last time was Sunday, and I finished more things, and I just feel so down. I don't know why. I just thinking about my life and work, and that I need to do it for like 30 years, and then I die, and I just cannot like get away those thoughts. Especially like now that I got more into my job, and I don't know if I love it yet. Like, I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate it, but like, I talk to other people and they love their job. And I feel like you need to love your job to do it for 30 years. And I feel like I'm not fallen in love yet. And I'm like, if that doesn't happen, then I need to switch jobs, and I just don't want to think about it. So that is keeping me, like, that is the thoughts I have, and it's hard to keep them at bay right now. But I've been playing the tiny bookshop game like every day. Still a bit sick, so I'm a bit coffee. But we have finished books, so I will stop being depressed and talk about the books I finished. The reason I didn't talk to you yesterday was because I did finish my audio, but I didn't finish afterwards, which was the plan. And then I finished that today instead. And this one is a standalone from Scott Westerfeld, which is the author of Uglies, which is why I initially picked it up when like it was released. And this one followed 2 perspectives. We follow one girl, what's her name? Darcy. And she has just sold her first novel while still in high school. She's just about to start college, but she defers that to go to New York City and live as a writer. And then like it's her ups and downs as living as a writer and struggling with writing a book called Afterworlds, which is about, if I am not incorrect, it's about Lizzie that should have died in a terrorist attack. So it starts off with that. But Lizzie is a character in Darcy's first novel. And then we switch between these 2 characters. Like we follow Lizzie, who like starts seeing a ghost, and then Lizzie's story is the book that Darcy is writing, and then like it goes on from there in a way. And I didn't love it. I didn't really see the point. Like in the end, when I came all the way to the ending, I was just like, what was the point? What was the point of us following Darcy the writer, or following Lizzie the girl that survived and kind of like goes into the world of Afterworlds? And I feel like the magic aspects weren't explored well enough, and I feel like the characters weren't interesting enough. I was mostly invested in Darcy as living as a writer, because obviously I want to be a writer myself one day. Maybe that's what I should do, so I don't feel so depressed anymore. So that was the most interesting part, but even that, I was just like, what was the point of that as well? And I just didn't see it. And it was a really, really, really long book. It's like 600 pages, and the font is small, and I was just like, wow. So I feel like it took me ages to read, and then when I finished it, I was just like, what was the point? Why did I spend all these hours reading this? And this is one that I initially really want to try, because I do still love Uglies by the author. hopefully when I reread, because I do want to read the sequel series as well. I would still love it, but ultimately didn't love this. And I gave it like a 2, like I'd given everything else in my life. And then I did also read The Thread, or Tråden. I do have a Norwegian edition, but I did borrow it in Libby and read it in English because it's originally written in English. The English edition was barely 400 pages, and this is 442. So I actually read less pages, so I saved some time maybe. And Victoria Hislop loves to write about Greece, and that's what she, like, that's her setting, like her historical setting in all her book, and it's like kind of feel good. And in this one, what was it like? How do I describe the plot? We're in a city, and we were in a multicultural city, and then just a few years later, we only like Christians left, but it used to be a multicultural city with different cultures and people. And then it's just about like how that evolved to not be this cultural city anymore. And then we do follow these two POVs and how they connect in a way. I was, as you can tell, maybe not that invested, because I was just like, how do I describe this plot? And I did read The Island by the author, and my whole family enjoyed that, and I do see the aspects of that story to be enjoyable. It's a really like Norwegian bestseller thing. It's very like I don't want to like degrade this genre, because I think that every genre has merit, and I read things from this genre that I enjoyed massively, but this is more like a kind of genre, like, you know, like the historical fiction, like feel good, often targeted towards like middle-aged women. It's like a genre that is not for me. I have read in the genre and enjoyed stuff in it, it's not that, but it's just like nothing I go after. But this was a gift from my sister, because we had all read The Island and we did enjoy that, and I don't think that this is bad. I think it had merit and things in it that is enjoyable, but I just think that for me it's not a book that I would strive for, and it didn't have like any outstanding characters for me to enjoy. Like, for example, The Nightingale, I enjoyed parts of that, but I still was annoyed at like certain aspects in it, while I would think that The Nightingale for a lot of people is maybe a notch over this one, but they would still remind me of each other in a way still. Just that The Nightingale, I guess, is more of a bigger bestseller, you can say. So I finished that, and now I can read a manga. I've, of course, put my manga in the other room because I was going to read it, but then I went in here to update because here all other books were. So I don't get to show you it, but it is Marshall Volume 6, and then I am going to do that after. And then I did finish my audiobook, which was Carter Mark by Veronica Roth, the first one in the duology. This is a sci-fi. We have talked about it before in this vlog. I see some of the criticism of like the racism and like the self-harm in it, but that wasn't like what I was thinking about while reading it, because obviously it has merited the criticism it has gotten. But what I was thinking about is that I was very, very bored. Like, it takes so long for anything to happen. You have these two characters, as I said, they're both in prison, they're trying to escape, and they're trying to fight against like this rule that her family has had. And it's just so boring. It's just not interesting. The characters are not interesting. I think like they are like characters that remind me of Sarai and Laszlo in Strange the Dreamer. They do remind me of that a bit, like that couple, but like different, but they remind me of them, but they are just like million times better, where I cheer for them and actually care for them, and the writing there is marvelous. But that book is also really slow, but it has like parts in it that while it is slow, you're so engaged in the story. At least for me, it's one of my favorite books of all time. I would rather read that than read this, because like I felt like while it's a sci-fi and all that, it has like extensive world building and it is trying to do things with it, but I was just very bored and uninterested in all of the other things. And I couldn't even speak to you about like the criticism it had gotten, because I don't think it managed even to delve deep into those topics. But I do remember seeing like pictures of people mimicking the self-harm that our main character was doing, and then like posting pictures of that with the book, and that was, for me, that didn't work out as a way to promote the book. I do remember that at the time, but overall just was bored. So I also started the second one, The Fates Divide, and I am like soon done with audio. I think I will finish it tomorrow actually, because I am already like 60 or 70% in, which is great because I listen to a lot. You know, I got back to work, or like I was working but at home, and then once audiobooking goes, I finish it instantly, you know? 81% in. I could finish that tonight. I might actually do that. But yeah, I gave Carter Mark like 2, and I don't think that this is more interesting. We have a new POV, which is a sister for one of the characters, and then we're trying to bring more things down that came to pass in the other one, and it's just whatever. So, plans is to then read the manga, maybe finish my audio, and then I do have Grim Lovely's next, and then its sequel, which I don't own, and then we have this next on audio, and after that, we have 3 books left, which I showed you earlier. It is these, and it is this. However, my library loans of this has not even like been sent. I might push that back and do like in like the upcoming episode of me reading my TBR. But other than that, we have those 2 left after that. So that is exciting. Now I'm gonna go and scream into the void and pretend I like to be here on this planet. Yay, let's go. Hello. So I finished some stuff, so I thought to update you before I start a little side quest or vlog, which I will explain in a minute. So what I have done now is that I did read Marshall, which I told you yesterday I was going to read. Yay! And then I also did finish The Fates Divide, which I finished up like last night while playing my game, and it was fine. Like, it goes exactly where you think it's going to go. It continued the stuff that happened in the first one. I gave them both a 2. I don't feel particularly attached to it, even though I listened to the audio, and as I've been saying, I mean, not today, but like in general, that I feel more attached when I listen to audio. It does apparently not stand when I don't actually care for the book anyway. But I gave it a 2, will on haul together with the first one. And then I did today start A Storm of Ice and Stars, which is on audio. The first one follows these people that get like the light signals in the sky that the plague is coming back, and then I think they try to avoid the plague, and then we go on to top of this mountain. This feels like a prequel because we have the plague again. And I don't remember exactly how the first one apparently wrapped up, as I thought it did, because the first one is about a certain character and we avoid the plague, go to the mountain to solve this plague thing, and now the plague is coming, and then like we are closing up the village, and then people start dying of the plague, basically. So it's the same plot, but not the same plot, but I'm like, did we fix the plague? But this follows a different people and a different village, and I have about an hour left of the audio. We will probably finish that tomorrow. Then I did also read now today Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd, as well as Beauty's Something, which I will pop here, which I don't own. This was very whatever for me. I did not feel invested, did not feel into the story as I predicted. So our main character is really an animal, and then she's turned into a human, and then she has a certain amount of time to stay as a human to find out the murderer for this murder. And then also the second book is here. I didn't care for it at all. Like, I don't think maybe the book is bad, I just didn't have anything compelling to me. And then also because it's in our world, which was a big ick for me. Like, we mentioned pizza and London, and I was just like, ew, because I definitely thought that we were in a fancy world, but we were not. I did also yesterday, which I forgot to mention in my update yesterday, finish Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, which was the audiobook I was doing with Erica. This is my favorite in the series. Amazing, no notes, 5 out of 5 stars. Like, it wasn't even a prediction because this is my 3rd time reading it. It's one of my absolute favorite books of all time. I love it to pieces. And it was great rereading it again. Who knows when we were reading The Burning Grotto, because in our system that could be in literally 3 years. It's literally like 2 years since we read the first one. So there is that. Today I was out and I ate some food, which I did film on my phone, so I would try to remember to insert it here. But look what I found. And this is a few days early, and I have lots of copies ordered, but I have it now in my hands. I'm going to start this now. I have already read 2 books today, which is Grim Lovely's Midnight Beauties or whatever it was called. So I'm not supposed to read more, but I will read this so I can post and film and post a review as a log for it before it's released. So that is my plan now. That means I will not be playing the bookshop game because I don't actually have time. I'm planning to finish this tomorrow, and I'm going to start right now, but I don't have that much time before I need to go to bed, honestly, because I was out all day. So yeah, that is a side vlog, which is probably up before this vlog anyway. And then I also had to buy another book just to get the 50% off thing. So I bought The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ichiguro. I am like collecting him as an author. It's hard to find stuff that I actually keep, but I do believe I will keep the books by this author, but we shall see. I hope I will, because else I wasted money again. And now I'm gonna go and read Cartabasis, so you shall see me. I mean, tomorrow I'm actually planning to read something else that is not from the piles, but I don't know if I should put it in this vlog or another vlog, but that is another problem for tomorrow. Very unsure if the camera will actually stay there, but we are trying. I'm balancing you on the Switch, which I can't play because I am still reading Catalysis. And then the other book I read today is not like for this vlog at all, even though I haven't been side vlogging. I have been mentioning the other things I've been reading in this vlog, but I think I'm just going to start another vlog for this particular book. it's a whole thing. But I did finish my audio, which was the Vic, I can't even remember what it was called right now. And it was fine. But I felt like I very much read the first book again. And I didn't really get it. A lot of it is about her, she has lost someone that she cared for. And then we go back in the past to see how she lost that person. And then also the plague is coming. And then it ended. And I was like, okay. I didn't really find it fantastic or anything. I gave it like a 2.5. And a part of me feel like, I don't think that this is a bad book. I think it has nice, like, frosty atmosphere and all that. But I just feel like a part of me actually was like, maybe I could keep this because it wasn't terrible. But at the same time, will I ever want to reread this book and revisit it? And I just don't feel like the answer to that is yes. So because of that, I don't feel like I should keep it. But here is where I think it becomes difficult because some of these things, there's no doubt I don't want to keep them. But this is just like, it wasn't terrible and it was a bit cozy. And what if I do want to revisit it in a few years? But then I think that the story wasn't that amazing. So then I'm like, okay, fine, I don't need it. Either way, I have some boxes. I have 2 here and I got a message that another one is on its way. One I have to go and get myself. Another one came in my mailbox. Another one has been delivered at the door. I don't know what anything is. I'm joking. I know what this some is. I do think that this is, think that it is Ascension, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. If this is Ascension, anyway, I'm gonna return it. Let's see. Oh, it is Ascension, but which Ascension is it? Oh, this came so fast. Okay, so Ro told me that Ascension had an exclusive edition from Waterstones, and I had just purchased the like normal edition, but I'm planning to return the normal edition if I can, because I don't want 2 editions. It is like the first one. A Vacation was one of my favorite reads of last year. Was it last year it came? Maybe the year before, actually. And I absolutely love that. And Dan Fairley didn't do the sequel for some reason. I don't know why. But apparently Waterstones has special editions. And I didn't know that until I literally had ordered it. I just ordered it and I was going to go and cancel it. And I just shipped it the day before and it was really annoying. But this is book 2 in the Summoner Cycle, which is by Esther Gibson, one of my favorite authors. And I love the first book. And I love that while it doesn't match the Fairley edition exactly, the covers, they do still match. Because while Fairley had an exclusive cover, I think, and it has like spread edges. It is an exclusive edition. Gigi, I'm very much fine with just owning the Waterstones edition. I just ordered this and it was really, really fast to come here actually. And this was released in July, but I didn't order it until now because I was waiting for Fairley to release or announce that they were doing it, and then they never did. So now I have the Waterstones edition. Very happy. They will match in height and everything. And then we will see if I cannot get rid of the normal edition. I don't know what I would do with it, but I would just have 2 for no reason, which is a bit annoying. This is that. And then we have a exciting package. It's big. Bought this from Sarah that has a username, but I can't remember it in a second. It is a series that I really wanted the special editions of. I will be honest and say that I haven't been loving the books, but these special editions are gorgeous. So it was sent all the way from the States to me. And let's open them. See how I can do this. It's a lot of like thing on it. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully. Oh my god, they are so big. They are so big. Have they survived? So the first one is the Dragonbone chair. This is the Broken Binding editions. I fell in love with how they look, but I didn't know of the series until I was going to do the read along with Aaron and the other YouTubers. And then obviously this set wasn't in sale anymore, but then Sarah was selling it. And it is gorgeous. The design is gorgeous. I'm absolutely in love. Wow, the font is huge in it. I have the paperbacks, but I'm actually borrowing them at the library to like not hold them. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Also got the bookmark. So that is the first one. And then the second one is the Stone of Farewell. Absolutely so pretty. I love the art. I just love these editions so much. I have bought the paperbacks now because I needed them for the read along. Even though again, as I just said, I bought them at the library. But I obviously get rid of the paperbacks because I will obviously only need these. Did I then just waste money on the paperbacks? Maybe, but here we are. And then we have the Green Angel Tower, which is gorgeous. I was just like, what is the fourth and what is the fifth? I got a bit confused. I didn't show you the on purpose on all of them, but I want to go and read Catabases, so we need to just go through these. And then the last one, this is also to Green Angel Tower. This is 3, there's a little number there. It's a split the last book in 2, but it is gorgeous. Yeah, okay, the other bookmark is in there. Oh. They are so pretty. I absolutely love the look. And while I haven't been loving this series, this set for me is super, super, super pretty. And it's still like a stamp series I want to keep. So I am very happy now. And they were really expensive to ship, but I am happy. Now I'm going to go and read. See you later for when the other box is coming then. So I just got my package. And it was really funny because I just stopped to read Catabases to up to my blog for it. And then this package had arrived. What is this? Why is it so big? Who is it from? I have no recollection of what I have bought. I don't know what it is, but I feel I'm gonna be stupid in a second when I open it. Okay, but let's open it then. What is this? I don't understand. Oh, actually, I just saw who it is from, but why is it so big? Wait. I know what it is. Oh my god! I know what it is. Why did I spoil myself? I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. Oh my god, it makes sense why it's so big now. Oh my god. I got so many packages today. Okay. We are doing this. I'm dying! I'm so excited and I can't open it. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at it. It's so fancy. Oh my god. Okay. It is a bit funny because I am reading Of Kwang as we know. And here is another Of Kwang set, which is the Poppy War. If I can get rid of all of this. It is the Litjoy set from Poppy War. And at first I didn't ship to Norway, so I was going to plan to ship it to my friend in the UK. She was going to ship it to me, but then they changed it, so I just paid more and then they shipped it directly to me, which is better, obviously. And it is Litjoy's set. Also, Illumicrate just announced that they're doing another set of Poppy War, so I'm obviously getting that one as well. I am so excited because it's a stunning set. Oh my god, the box is a bit damaged. Let's see. If I can open it, you can see that. But I'm so excited! I ordered them in March, it's a while. And this is one of my favorite series of all time. As you know, because in this vlog, I literally just read Dragon Republic and I give it 5 stars. Look at them. How do I get them out? I generally don't like box sets, but here we are. Oh my god, they're so pretty! I'm dying! Oh my god! Okay. So here is the address. They are so gorgeous. I don't even know how to show you. This is the first, which is Poppy War, obviously. Look at it. It's so gorgeous. Even though like I don't like people in a way that there are people on these covers, they're still somehow pretty. But like I don't like the actual picture of the person looks like glued on. But it's still pretty. But I just wish that it would have been better without the person. Here they are. They're very different from the original. Absolutely gorgeous. Actually screaming inside and outside and everywhere. Here is Dragon Republic. My favorite. Again, this was better with the people on, I think. Did better than the last one. Still would have been better without them, maybe. And then we have this. And then this. That's so pretty. It's just the scene I just read. I'm dying. And then the last one is obviously Burning God, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. My actual children. I love them so much. And here is the art on both sides. Excuse me, what is this scene? But okay. Cannot wait. Wait, there's art. There's art inside the books. Oh, sorry, that was a song. There is art inside the books for the seams. There's only one. I can't find more. I am screaming, dying. I will die for these books. There's only one illustration in the whole book. No, I found another one. And I also signed. Yeah, I love August books a lot. I saw this and there was no way that I was not getting this. Also, we'll obviously get the Lumicrate set that is coming for sale in October. Do I have space? No, but let's go. And now I need to go back to read Catabasis. Yay! Hello. It is a new day. I have read another book, but I decided, I think I mentioned this yesterday, that I shall put it in another vlog. I also have now named all the footage for this vlog, and I have very much regrets of not doing a side quest vlog, but when I started this out, I didn't intend to start it as a theme vlog, but then going forward, I would be doing theme vlogs with side quest vlogs. So this one is just very long, I think. But yeah, I finished Catabasis yesterday, but I have unboxings for you and no reading updates. I mean, I did start an audio, but again, that's not even for this vlog either in theory. So here we are. I'll put the mic there, so hopefully that is fine. So we have this one here. I do believe this is just one book in a really big order because they didn't ship them together. It is even two volumes. Two volumes. I can't speak. So it is actually Tulipan Hound Cocoon, Volume 12, and I do believe I'm soon reading 11, so that's why I ordered it, as well as Retat Atelier Volume 10, which I am soon reading 9, and I do believe I almost caught up on Retat Atelier, which is, wow, that I feel like I didn't even start it that, like, late, but it's good. I'm gonna throw this on the other side of my room. It's fine. Other box I have here is from Prelude, and it is a set. I've been very, very excited to come, and it is now here. So let's open it. Prelude, thank you. I've gotten so many books like the last few days. I feel all booked up. Okay, so I'm not gonna throw this. Maybe I'll just put it here for now. But it is the next part of Half Moving Castle. So I got the first one, was the last year or earlier this year? I think maybe it arrived in January, I don't remember. Probably did a special edition of the first one, and then I did the rest of the series matchy. And it's so gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. And the spread edges are just to die for. And especially the edges, the underneath, but also the reverse. It's actually so pretty. I wish that I actually turned my books more often. I don't know if I show you properly here, but it is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. And I feel like the half of this vlog is reading, and the rest half is me getting additions. I bought these in January, and I got the first one before in the new year. I remember buying them in January somewhere. So it's a long time since I bought them. So it's not like I bought all of these books now. They just arrived now. Castle and Air, which is purple. We love to see it. And it's so gorgeous. Look at the art. I'm so happy with these. So I'm so glad that I waited years. I do have the first one in paperback, which I will probably unhaul now because I don't need it. But I waited for years and years and years to buy these. I read the first one and very much enjoyed it. But then I was planning to buy the rest of the series, and I never did. And now they have done new paperbacks covers. These are also existing paperback covers, but obviously they're a bit more shiny. Spread edges and all that. And now I have the whole series in special editions, because I waited all those years to not buy them. Not that I knew that this was going to happen, but it's like I knew. And I'm very happy about it. Okay, now I'm going to go and continue editing and stuff. And then maybe I will read something more for this vlog today, but I'm not sure. But it is weekend, so I have lots of time tomorrow too. Why is the thing moving? Stand still. Stand still. As you can see, I'm converting a video behind me because it didn't want to convert on my big computer for some reason. Because when it's over 1 hour, it gets angry at me. So I had to redo it here. Not that whole editing, but yeah. So that's why it's doing that in the background. I decided that this is the last clip for this vlog. I decided to end it here. And you're like, what? How did this happen? We haven't finished all the book you mentioned in the last 2 clips. I will tell you. First of all, I did yesterday read a manga. So I did, oh, this is sticker hobby thingy that was there, but I did finish Know What We're About Here. volume 8, cutie romance manga, so I wanted to mention that fast. And then I have finished Silence by Team Liban. That was one of the books in the piles that I said was one of the last. And this one was whatever. It was basically Quiet Place, but before Quiet Place, but bad. Like, there's creatures that hunt by sound. If you've seen and heard about the Quiet Place, you know what I'm talking about. Didn't care for it at all. The characters weren't interesting. The book wasn't interesting. I know they made a Netflix movie or series, so you can watch that, and they're probably more exciting than this. And I gave it a 2, and I'm gonna unhaul it. Thank God it's not a series. Goodbye. And I don't have more to say than that because, like, this vlog, I know that this is probably like 2 hours long. Made a plan of how I'm gonna vlog going forward for a while, so this doesn't happen again. I am sorry. We do have a package that I'm gonna open. Well, we might as well just do that. Wee! I was struggling a bit, but it's fine. So, it's just a manga. It is Comic and Communicate volume 31. It is from like that one haul I did of many, many, many books. And then they come in from different places. Wee! I just threw that over there. We'll just end this here by saying why I'm not reading these right now. Because my next vlog is the first part of TBR Tumble, where I'm going to read my TBR down to 100. And because of the way I'm picking the books for the first episode, because we're doing different themes for each episode, I will probably be reading these then anyway. So the reason I'm not doing them now is for this one is actually not from the piles on my floor. I did have it here, and then I think I did mention that it ended up on the piles because I needed space in that specific shelf. I know I'm not going to probably enjoy this. I know I'm probably going to haul it. I took out this and the first book, but it's actually on my TBR. And all the books I read from the piles have been books that has not been on my official TBR. Like, I never added them to my tracking. When I added everything to the tracking, actually, that's when I took out all the books in general, like 1.5 years ago. This one was always on my TBR. I just took it out because I needed space, and I thought, well, I might as well read it from the piles when I'm doing that. But right now, I want to end this vlog because I know it's very long, and because, again, this is, anyway, going to be picked out for my literal next book anyway. So it's not like I'm not going to read it. I'm just not reading it for this vlog right now, so I can end it here. This one, I am still planning to read. I have ordered in the next one in the series. Look at this. I literally have them right here. And a Happy New Year, which is a really short, apparently, like 3.5 in the series. I also have number 2, How Hard Can Love Be. Is this number 2 or is this number 3? I think it's number 2. So I could have read 1 and 2, but I cannot read 3 yet anyway, because it's not going to arrive until next week. I don't want to have this vlog for next week for only to read 1 and 2 books. Again, all of these will be read in my next vlog because they fit perfectly for that theme anyway, because we are kind of continuing the theme for this, but picking from my TBR. So this is the one that was officially on the piles, or the one in the middle here, not the one from the library, that I'm just doing for the next vlog. So it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense for the next vlog as well, because while it's not on my TBR, it doesn't actually take out from my TBR. But I get to unhaul it, so then it still counts. But I'm just choosing to do it like this, or else I would need to keep this vlog going for many more days. And I'm just choosing to end it here. So that's what we're doing. And that was my last unboxing for this one. We're going to do things differently going forward a bit. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know how this vlog is at all. It is today the 23rd of August. Hopefully this goes up, I think, in a few days, maybe early September. And because of that, it's a 23-day vlog, so that's a lot. And I know I have like unboxed a lot of things as well, so that takes time. But I still hope you enjoyed me finishing the piles on my floor, which I'm very happy for, with the exception of this one. And you shall see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I don't even know what emoji fits for this, honestly. I have no clue. I don't even know what's going on. What was the last thing we read? We read the Silence. Leave an ear emoji down below if you enjoyed this. And you should see me in a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.